Good morning to you beautiful 958 subscribers. I hope you're all well. Just thought I'd check in from a rainy Barbados today. It's actually quite pleasant when it rains. Most people on holiday are like, oh my God, I've gone on holiday and it's raining. When you live here, it's actually quite nice to have. I thought I'd just check in and just give you an overview of some of the actual aspects around the house that get affected by rain. It's not been that bad. It started raining this morning around about, I want to say 6 o'clock. But what I wanted to show you was just an update on how the shades are bearing up under this weather. Before I obviously carry on, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up below and keep those comments coming, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks again yesterday to some of the comments on the trials and tribulations of putting those puppies up on your own. But anyway, let me show you. One thing I was quite concerned about was whether they were going to be porous, i.e. let water through, or whether they were going to hold it. They're not a waterproof sail. They're not completely sealed. They are a woven material, so I knew that they were going to let water through, but I really wasn't too sure on how it's going to perform. And again, the rain hasn't been massively heavy at this present time, although it was at 6. But what I am seeing is quite a bow in them. So whether that's because the rope isn't the right material, I do think we need to go with a wire. So I'm going to have to try and source this stainless steel plastic coated wire. They don't do it on the island that I can see, so I will try and see if I can source it. But that would eliminate the slack. So you'd be able to cut it to length. You can put it through the eye and back on itself, and then you can either use the actual U-shaped clamps, stainless steel ones, you can tighten them down, or you can actually get the actual little clips that you pull around and then you crimp them together. And then that will give you the length you need dead on, and then when you obviously adjust the eyes, it will tighten very tight, whereas at the moment this has got a lot of slack because the rope has slack naturally in it. And whether obviously it getting wet is making it slacker, is that a word? I'm not too sure. But anyway, I'll show you what I mean by spinning you around. So as you can see, this one here is sagging more than this one, so it definitely needs tightening more, that's for sure. The weight of the water, obviously the whole thing is wet, but you're getting a little bit of water in the middle, so obviously it's then weighing it down, so it shouldn't be sagging that much. And obviously when the wind came through this morning, I'll upload a very brief video showing you what it's like. When the wind comes through, it really does show you how much these get torn apart. So my thought process was, if wind comes, then let them do their thing. But seeing the wind this morning, it wasn't massive. We would definitely be able to try and get up there. If wind was coming, we're going to have to get up there and unrelease these and take them down. Otherwise, I think it would definitely damage the sails themselves and potentially the hooks that we've drilled in, which we don't want to do. So as you can see, the lift on that, look. So it's good because the wind coming underneath is blowing the water off, which is good. But obviously because of the amount of slack they actually do have on them, we're getting quite a bit of movement with the water. And as you can see, it's not a great deal of water at the moment. I mean, it is raining, it is spitting, and it's been doing that since about 6 this morning, but it's not a great amount of water coming down at the present time. So I think if we get a large dump of water, that's definitely going to struggle to let the water through. If the wind blows it off, then that's fine, but if there's no wind, it's just pure rain, then they're definitely going to get very heavy, that's for sure. So I think we're definitely going to have to upgrade to the stainless steel cable if we can find it. So if anybody knows anywhere on the island where I can buy that, let me know. Obviously Koymans do it, but they don't do it with the plastic over it. And I'm not too sure. I don't think it's stainless steel. I think it's just standard cable. I really need the cable that's stainless steel. It needs to ideally be 316. But if it's not 316, i.e. 304, it needs to at least be plastic coated. Here near the sea, trust me, I can't stress to everybody enough how important it is to make sure that whatever you have is completely coated, a high grade marine stainless steel, or you get the grease out or the spray out. Now, saying that, I haven't actually been up there since to actually grease these, and just 1 or 2 days is enough to get it started. So I will at some stage today, potentially if the rain holds off, get up there and start lubricating that up, just until I know whether what I've done is right or whether I'm going to leave it as it is. The other thing I'd like to ask you guys for as well, I'm going to do some searching anyway, and I found a few things, but I'm looking for a knot, if I'm going to keep the rope, that you can actually pull. What do they call it? Is it a taut knot, I think they call it? So I'm looking for some form of leverage system. So as I pull, it locks. Pull, locks, pull, locks. Because trying to get the tension taken out of that up there whilst you're hanging over the edge, and I don't know how much this weighs, but when you're pulling it, the weight of the product and the stress of it trying to pull you backwards, I would say is probably, I don't know, I'd say it's probably 15 stone. So obviously, if you only weigh like a racing snake, I'm only 11 stone, and I'm trying to pull that across, trying to do a knot, get it taut with that 10, 15 stone trying to drag you back over. It's bloody difficult. So you need some from leverage system where you can pull it and it locks. So as soon as you get that slack pulled in, it locks on itself. Tell me a knot, or give me a link on YouTube to someone that does a knot that enables that to happen. Obviously it's irrelevant if I'm going to upgrade it to stainless steel anyway, because the stainless steel, you can't pull it, obviously you can pull the slack up, but once if it's 15 foot, you can only pull it 15 foot. Whereas this, you're probably talking 18 to 20 foot to get it down, you know, so it's got a lot of slack on it. So I need a product ideally that's got no slack, which obviously is a stainless steel cable, but again, that presents itself with a different set of issues. Or I need a taut knot that enables me to pull and lock. So let me know below if you know anything. I hope the videos obviously I've done so far have been good. A few more subscribers that are coming on. So again, anything you guys want to know in particular, please fire away and let me know. Obviously there's videos covering virtually everything, but to a certain extent I tend to gas on a video about a number of different subjects rather than just one only. Obviously the one the other day was really about just putting those up. But most of the videos that we've actually got on the channel cover everything. So 1 minute I'm talking about shower heads, then I'm talking about the pool issues, then we're talking about cracks on the patio and potential stupid ideas like putting pickleball courts on the floor. And on that note, everyone's been here playing pickleball. Everyone is saying, pickleball, get a court on there. So I'm definitely going to do it. Sherwin-Williams have come back to me with a couple of examples on the paint on that note. And I'm waiting for a guy called Thomas. Thomas, if you watch, give me the quote as soon as possible. He's going to come in and potentially sort all the cracks out on the patio and get it prepped for the paint to go down. Other than that, the only thing I'm still waiting for, obviously, is I've got a few more quotes I'm waiting on with regards to the concrete path going all around the building. Again, it's a 90-foot path, but you would think I'm asking for someone to build a house. It really is hard trying to find someone. So if anybody knows any decent concrete people on the island that would like to come and give me a quote to do the path all the way around, or someone that can provide slabs that I can lay down myself, because again, it's just concrete and sand. You lay it down, you put the blocks on top, you tap them straight, and then they pretty much sort of secure themselves over time. But no one does slabs that size. I think the biggest one on the island I've seen is 2 foot by 3 foot, and that's not big enough, I don't think. So anyway, other than that, I've gassed again. So anything you want to know in particular, let me know. I will check in with you a little bit later on, potentially after I've just greased these up, just to show you what I've done. But in the meantime, don't forget to give me a like and subscription to the channel to help me try and get past this 1,000. We're at 958 today, so we've done another 3, but I think we lost a couple at the same time. So we gained 5, lost 2. So anyway, I'll check in a bit later on. Thanks for your time, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, welcome back. As you can see, the weather here sometimes takes a turn for the worst. We've had some really bad wind here, so I'm now up on the roof in the rain, just trying to tighten these up, because one, they're hitting the side of the building, so the tension hooks that I put on, they're hitting the side of the building, which obviously is going to mark it, and 2, they're getting a big bit of movement, so I'm just trying to up here tighten them. So what I've chosen to do is I've attached some shipping cords, so you know the ratchets that come with shipping when you buzz it over and you can ratchet it down. So I've just ratcheted this one in tighter, this one in tighter, and this one as well. As you can see, it's a little bit more taut. I need to get that one off, obviously, and then what I've got to do now is go over these 3 here and just do those. So what I've been doing is hooking on here, ratcheting it in, and then redoing the actual rope hook, winding it back out again. So we've got obviously another inch or so on the back of here, and then that way, once it's actually done, I can tighten these in. But we are getting a lot of movement on these, so it does concern me a little bit. I mean, this one here, as you can see, it's clearing nicely. That one's clearing nicely. But this one here that I did back is obviously touching. This one was touching. And as you can see, it's starting to make a mark here. And it's also putting a aluminium bleed mark on the concrete. So, but anyway, it's certainly better the weather to be doing this in. So it'd be nice if the wind got up and I could go out and rectify it rather than the wind and the rain. But that's just my luck. But anyway, soaking wet, but I'm sure I won't shrink. Can't afford to shrink anymore. So anyway, I'll make my way down to the bottom without being on the ladder with one hand. And I'll get the ratchets on over there and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, right, so we're up here now. got these two on so far. So again, a longer span this size. I've had to throw them over, weight them down a little bit, and then it'll be the same thing. I'm going to ratchet this one in here. I'll ratchet in this one here. So let me hook them up. Okay. So let me show you one-handed. So obviously the ratchets are now on. What you're meant to do is straighten this bit here, and then you can leverage this bracket here to pull this in. And then what I intend on doing is, once that's actually been pulled and this is loosened, take this back off, redo again and put back on, and then let this off. So that should give us a bit more of a taut rope. So hopefully, I mean, as it is, the sag has ceased a little bit already. This one's definitely got to be done here, all the way across here. This one's one of the main ones. And also this sail here does need to be pulled across here a little bit. If you remember rightly, this one's a little bit left, this one's a little bit right, vice versa, wherever way you're looking at it. So anyway, let me actually do those now, and then I'll show you the actual how much we're losing in rope. Okay, so as you're seeing now, straighten the camera, sorry, we're getting quite a bit of slack here. So this is now off by at least that much. So I've got to redo the knot now, reattach that, and as you can see, this one here, same thing again. So I was waiting to do this when the rain and the wind wasn't here, but needs must. So anyway, let me carry on before I get blown off the roof. Okay, so that is the ladder put away, and they're a bit better. As you can see, the wind has died down a bit more now, so it's a little bit hot, a little bit hidden as to how effective they now actually are, but they're a lot tighter. So it has highlighted to me that as soon as the weather improves, I'm going to need to get out here and give them a damn good stretch and replace these eventually with obviously the cable. So looks like I'm going to have to, there might be some marine places on the island. If anyone's aware of any sort of boating areas on the island, I mean, there's loads down at the dockyard, but anyone that supplies the materials, let me know down in the comments. But I think I'll take a trip down this week when the weather's better into Bridgetown, see if I can find a marine specialist, a yachting company that can provide me with obviously the high marine grade stainless steel, and hopefully we'll take all of that out. But either way, I still need someone. I mean, the ratchets that I've used, I forgot all about those. Ratcheting those over, then putting the cables on, so they're nice and tight, and then obviously using the oh god, what are they bloody called? Anyway, the things that you can turn to take the 2 or 3 inches of slack out was what I need to do. But anyway, that would be better for now. It stopped. That one now has got a clearance underneath it, so and this one here has as well, so at least they're now not rubbing. But again, the wind was taking these up and down quite a bit earlier on, and it also pulled my light off as well, so I'm going to have to obviously reattach that up somehow. It's pulled the end out, so the end is still up there hanging off, you can see it just there, so it's pulled the very end out for some reason. So again, I'll double check. I think what was happening is that was actually, like this one here, it was coming down and slapping on top of it and stretching it, so as you can see the gap between there and there, and that's how much it was coming down by. But anyway, a rainy day in Barbados, very rare. But again, I think I'd rather go up there getting soaking wet, doing that as I was, rather than out there in the sun getting completely toasted. But anyway, I don't think I'll be checking it back in again today. I'm going to go and have a shower and get ready, and I'll check in with you at some stage later on during the week. Take care.